Did you know there is a 0.7% vacancy rate in Toronto right now? It's mind-blowing.
You're watching the Hirsch Condos digital experience. And here's your host, Mitch Parker.
Welcome to episode 6 of the Hirsch Condos digital experience. I am your host, Mitch Parker, and this is a day that I have been waiting for I don't even know how long anymore. I'm super excited to be sitting here with my business partner, one of my foundational people in my life, Kelly. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. I also want to point out that Mitch Parker is very fashionable.
Well, thank you.
He has the nicest suits in the business, and I like his puffs.
Thank you. So let's jump right into this. Why don't you give everybody the high-level view of who Kelly is?
Well, to keep it on real estate, I've actually been a licensed realtor for the last 10 years. But truth be known, I've been in real estate my whole life. I grew up in it. I don't remember one meal at any family table where it wasn't talked about. Obviously, my father is Hersh, and I have a mother who's been in real estate her whole life too. So it's just ingrained in me. Prior to that, I spent many years in the fashion industry being a buyer.
Wow, that's fascinating. And was that always something that you had wanted to do, like since you were young?
Always
wanted to do it.
Love fashion, passion for fashion. I love people. I love sales. And at that time in my life, it was the right fit for me. And I think it brought me to where I'm supposed to be today, which is right here in the seat next to you.
Despite the fact that fashion and real estate seem to be pretty far apart in industries,
yes,
there's a lot of similarities between the two. So working in fashion, what skills do you think you were able to take and convert directly to help you in the real estate industry?
That's a great question. I think that when I'm looking at the fashion industry as a whole, it's an incredibly competitive industry, such like real estate is. Just in October alone, there were 45 new development launches, pre-construction, across the GTA.
Wow.
Mind-blowing, right? And so when I'm talking about a competitive industry, in fashion, I learned how to make something attractive and package it in order for it to be the best to the consumer who I was trying to reach.
So one of the main points that I just took from what you said was in October alone, there were around 45 launches in the GTA alone. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That's absolutely insane.
I know.
So can you tell us a little bit more about what's going on in the market right now?
Yes, and thank you, Mitch. I'm so glad you asked, because this brings me to one of my favorite segments called Did You Know? Did you know there is a 0.7% vacancy rate in Toronto right now? And let me just draw the big picture of that for you in case you don't understand. That means if there are 1,000 units in the GTA that are available for rent, only 7 of them are vacant. It's mind-blowing.
Impossible! Is it? Or is it so possible that your head is spinning like a top?
Did you know that Toronto, this year alone, created more technology jobs than San Francisco, Washington, D.C., and Seattle combined, bringing more educated people with more money into the GTA?
I was not aware of that.
Did you know Toronto pre-construction prices just passed $1,000 per square foot for the first time ever?
That's crazy.
And that's a wrap for today on my Did You Know segment.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Now back to you, Mitch.
Thank you, Kelly. That was fascinating, educating, and intriguing all at the same time. I think the market's on fire is basically what you're saying in summary.
The market is on fire.
And so where are we trending? What are some of the trends that you foresee in the market going forward?
I think the biggest trend I'm seeing right now is that people looking to invest are going to start looking to invest in pre-construction sales outside of Toronto's downtown core. Today, where prices are where they are in the downtown core, it's very hard to run a condo and be cash flow positive out of the gate. Where the prices are obviously a lot less outside of Toronto's downtown core, the rents seem to be almost the same, if not a few $100s different. I was just in New York with my husband over the weekend, and it's a city I love. Every time I'm there, I'm constantly blown away by the buildings, the real estate prices, and it's a bit of the same concept. If we knew then what we know now, I think we all would have bought Manhattan real estate. And I think people who were living in New York when Manhattan started to reach prices of $1,500 a square foot, $1,700 a square foot, it seemed outrageous at the time. I think a lot of people wish they could go back there and buy it at that kind of money. And that's where we're seeing quite a few developments in Toronto's downtown core where they are now.
Yeah, so what you're saying is you think that $1,300, $1,500, $1,600 a foot is actually going to look cheap in the long run.
In the long run. I know it sounds crazy today. In the long run, I think we will look back.
And wish that we bought. You know, it's a point that we may have discussed before, but the one that always relates to me is I remember I was having a conversation with this person, and they were saying, I think King West was selling for like $400 a square foot.
Yeah, sure.
And they were saying like King West will never go above 500. And then when it did, it was like King West will never go above 750, and then never above 1,000.
Right.
And you're seeing, buildings come out now at $1,600, $1,700 a foot, and it's so easy to look back in hindsight and say, it's never going to happen. But the reality is Toronto's an amazing city.
That's right.
Economically, it's a safe city. We're creating a lot of jobs. So,
yes.
The vacancy rate, as you mentioned, is super low. So really, it's only going to be about growth from here in the next couple of years. And from an investor standpoint, or maybe the people who are end users but can't afford a $700,000 condo or $1 million home, looking really outside of the core of Toronto, where areas like Burlington or Pickering or Oshawa, where you can still afford reasonable price per square foot.
Absolutely.
And the investments make a little more sense
Absolutely.
from a cash flow perspective as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And we just saw it. We had a wonderful development out in Burlington a few weeks ago, and we sold the entire development out. It was, how long?
It was insane.
2 hours? 3 hours?
It's absolutely insanity.
So you see the people who are looking to make that move and who are really dying to get into the market.
And one of the questions that I always get, and I'm sure you get it too, and I'm sure the rest of the team gets it, is you get that phone call and it's what's happening next? What's happening next?
Yes.
The agents always want as much lead time as possible.
Correct.
And so what is going on? Like, what is next at Hirsch Condos?
We have a lot of exciting things, but I don't think I'm allowed to talk about any of them in much depth.
We can, you know what? I'll personally go on the record to say that you can drop a hint or two to let the people watching know what's going to go on.
If you're an agent watching, I'd say keep your eye on your inbox. To the beginning of next week to midweek, we have something really exciting coming your way. It's from all the developments we've done this year, and you're going to find it really amazing. And that's all I can say right now.
All right.
Because I'm under a gag order, pretty much.
So a little tidbit just to get everybody excited. And we don't normally end the show this way, but because this is your first time here and because I'm so excited, and this was not rehearsed, by the way, I came up with 5 completely random questions to ask you so that we could learn a little bit more about you. So are you ready for the questions?
No, I'm not. Okay.
Ready or not, they're coming.
Okay, so it's like a speed round?
Like a speed round kind of thing. All right?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so socks with sandals, thumbs up or thumbs down?
It's a very layered question, but I'm just going to give it a thumbs down for men. That's
Okay.
a guarantee. I have a different opinion on women and how they do it, but we'll just go thumbs down.
We're going
That's
thumbs
easy
down.
across the board
Okay.
right now.
So that's fashion tip number 1 from Kelly Litvack. Socks and sandals, a big X. Question number 2, your favorite holiday movie?
Ooh, that's a really good one. Oh, you know what? The Family Man with Nicolas Cage and Tia Leone. If you haven't seen that, amazing. It's
Great
a real
choice.
cry jerker. Loved it. Loved it.
Great choice.
Yeah.
Okay. Question 3, best type of drink to have on a summer day on a patio?
This is just my drink across the board.
So winter or summer. this is
Winter,
your
summer, this is the drink. It's a dirty, filthy martini, but it's extra dirty. When I order it, it's almost as if I'm telling the waiter that the bartender has never made one that dirty. And so the order is very lengthy because I say dirty and filthy about 100 times to get the drink right.
Okay. Favorite season for fashion?
Fall.
Fall fashion.
Yeah.
That seems to be
Leather,
like-
suede, the boots, the jackets. That's when all the goods come out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so this is the final question.
Oh,
and I think it might be
nervous.
the toughest question for someone who is as fashionable as you are. If you could only have one fashion accessory, what would it be?
That is tough. You know what? It would be my necklace.
Your necklace.
Yeah.
That was an easy answer.
Yeah. It was a gift. It was given to me a few years ago, and I've just never taken it off. It's special to me.
And that's what you'd go with.
That's it. Yeah.
Amazing. And with that, this concludes episode 6 of the Hirsch Condos digital experience. Kelly, as always, I have a blast spending time with you. If you don't already follow us, please, we are on Spotify, we are on iTunes, we are on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all at Hirsch Condos. Follow us, like us, join our journey. We appreciate it all. Until next time, have a successful day.
Thanks for watching the Hirsch Condos digital experience. Stay tuned for more exciting content, subscribe to our channel, and make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms.